So I just did on his nose. It's like I said before, I just would just do little, indicate the little marks that I can see. There's a little mark coming through there, just very fine, just there, like that. Then there's another mark there, and just sort of goes across there. So I'm just literally doing what I can see in the picture that I like. And so there's a little bit here, kind of just done that. There's not much darkness there at all. Just kind of going around all like this. So I just did all this on this side. I can still see that we can then, when you dab it with your finger, it all blurs, but then go over those marks again, the darker marks, then they will be left there. Just very, very fine. Very hardly like, it's just like a feather touching really. I suppose that's the way I'd explain it. Just like touching the picture with a feather. And because this is pastel matte, it really has an effect. It probably wouldn't have such an effect on other papers. Then just blur it. Just kind of moulding it really. Just, it's a bit like moulding his nose. You know that the cat's nose comes out. So because the cat's nose comes out, and also this, I put all these little dots here because I could see all that shaping there. There's a bit more kind of coming around here. Just little dots, just where I can see it's a little bit darker. Just kind of over there, that's coming out near there. Then it gets lighter and lighter as it goes up here. Just very slight. Then just do it with your finger like that. Just dot it back in. So you've got the kind of textury thing going on in his nose, but it's not sharp at all. Then I put the white back on then, just to bring out this, and only in dots because it's got a lot of white on already. But you know, a cat's nose is like, it's like a very close velvet, isn't it, in a way? The tiny little hairs, but they're very, very slick on the skin. So yeah, I can see, just looking at the mass, there's a white mass just here. And you can leave all that darkness around there because that indicates that it's going in a little bit to the nose. The nose is kind of going back, isn't it? Cat's nose always goes back, which is why that should be dampened down a bit there. I'm going to do the black nostrils, I think, next. And this is very white here. So that's showing that it's coming out again into his face and here. Very, very light. But because I've got a lot of white on there now. So this is the Caran d'Ache pencil, which is very, very high in. Just smooth it over a bit there. Light touch there. There isn't really a line here, it just indicates that's where the colours change in there. So I'll just go over that. Okay, so I think that's quite good actually. Makes such a difference and such an easier job of it when you've got good light. You can see everything today. It's so much better. And then just make that a bit more light there because it's coming out again. Go over that bit there. Just over there a bit. Okay. Very white there, very white there. This isn't so pronounced, but it's very white because it's coming up there. Then this line isn't so pronounced here, so I'm going to kind of blur that in a bit. And it's the same here. That's not so, it's not so apparent there. It's very white here, but okay, just make these a little bit. See, we kind of already did these a little bit, but couldn't really go into too much detail because I couldn't see what I was doing there. That isn't right there, you see. That's too high. That's too low rather. It needs to be a bit higher there. Okay. Now we've got to do because we've come to these bits here now. Strong white mark there. It's not so strong here. But there's lots of lines going through that bit there. I think that'll do for now. Right, I really want to do his chin now. Right, so now here I've noticed from past experience, you've got to be really careful not to get this the wrong size. So you've got to really measure it. So I'm gonna measure it with my pencil. I can't find my ruler at the moment, so I'm gonna measure it with my pencil right from the base of his tongue to the bottom of his chin. Is literally, it's about that. So that's a handy little measurement there. So we're going to do it there. I can just see mine's just on. It's maybe a tiny bit big. So we're going to kind of go just about there. Just get those marks in. Now, don't forget we're using the paper colour to actually get the light and shade a bit in, and the undercolour basically. That's what a lot of people call the undercolour when you've just got something that you work on top of. But I don't see the point in actually putting on an undercolour. And if you've got a good colour, if you choose your paper well, you don't really need to do that. So you use the paper. Just put a little bit of white there because I'm gonna make this colour come in from here. So yeah, so I've pretty well done it already, really. Just got to make sure it's not too long here. Now we've got this kind of mark here. Now this is kind of coming in here. Just going to use this. Actually, see, this is a different colour under here. So I'm going to use the, where is that nice colour? Here it is. This is a Caran d'Ache 746. I'm going to use this as a little bit of a shaping tool here now. So yeah, we've got to be careful not to get this too long here. So we'll go up a bit here, because we can bring that over. We can bring the white over that as we need to. And then that is lilac-y, and then it merges into this just here. Just looking at the shapes here. Just looking at this line here, you can see there is quite a line there, and this is important to get this right. There, and then it kind of comes then out a bit, just starts to curl out a bit into a rounder shape. Then it's kind of squared off at the bottom here. Yeah, it's kind of squared out to about here, and then kind of going up a little bit rounded. It's kind of coming in there, and then it's out. Then that's it. That looks like it, I think. Then it's out here. All the shading is out, coming out here. That's more grey up here. We'll put this on anyway, because it'll just help to get this shape right. And merging in with that. Just looking at, just taking an oversight. That line is going up slightly. That's better. Yeah, that's better. That's rounder. Yeah, mine's too round, probably too short. Let's measure it. Let's see what's going on here. Measurement's okay, actually. And then it's kind of coming out a bit. Okay, we'll just put some brown in here, middle of there, where it gets a bit darker there. See how little pastel you need? It's just a smidgen. It's hungry. Right, so they're the bits that we're going to blend. want to blend that up into this a bit. From here. And just on the edges. That's the chin going round and back. Right, so we're going to just go over those bits now with the white. This is how I like to do hairs, just all different directions. Let that grey show through. And just a little bit over the top there. And blend this down with your finger into that area. And we've got little marks there, but they're not really bright. Just little dots really. Then it starts getting really bright around here, and then goes back into more of a faded look, apart from a few hairs there. See, this isn't really, see, it's not really sharp, but it'll do the job. It's like a little halo, white hairs. All a bit blurry back there. And quite nice and bright here, see? And these are more blurry. Right, now with a lighter touch, do the rest of the hairs. They're all a bit blurry in here, so very light touch. Don't worry about the point so much. Looking at this, there's a line here. We mustn't lose that. So that's coming up a bit too high there now. We'll just take that up here a bit. Just look at that little patch. That's it. It's definitely going up from there. So it needs to be a bit lighter in there. Then looking at this this patch here, put it in just exactly where we need it now, just soften it off, and yeah, so this is coming through here, and then it's white, it's a white, kind of a white mass here, and just look at that very dark area, just more like that really. There's a nice light line there. Looking at the direction of the hairs all the time. That's a whisker. Put another one in, didn't get it quite right, so just pop another whisker in. You can take them. See, they're not straight. A bit finer there. Now, let's start up here so we get the measurements right. We're just coming down here. And yeah, it's a bit, it is white, it is blurry. So just gonna do that kind of thing. Then these hairs coming well outside of his nose, they're kind of over here really. Quite close together. And there's one coming out here. There's a little curl. Looks like a little curl there. Then there's another whisker. Another soft. So yeah, just kind of copying here what's here. We're trying to keep that line that I've already put in there. Don't really want to lose that.